know, Alison brings such joy and fun to all these encounters that we have with people. And I'm talking about her like she's not here, but she really is. She is an amazing presence in our Little House family. And she's been that way literally for, not to date any of us too much, but what the hell, it's been decades. So you have been that presence for us for so many years, and just an incredible gift that you are to the whole Little House experience, because people love that. They love that bad, nasty girl, but they also know that she's always in on the joke, is sort of the sense that you get as you watch her. She's not evil. She's having fun.
Yeah. She's very witty and quick. And yes, absolutely. That's what I love about her too.
Yeah.
When we have her on, we'll have to make sure that we tell her these things, Dean.
You should.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes. I have no idea who that person is in the middle of the screen right now.
Super fan. She even dressed up like her too for Halloween.
Incredible.
It's incredible. It is amazing, because I've heard the same too when people will say, "Oh, you chatted with Alison, what have you? Oh my God, I couldn't stand her on the show, but she played the character so well. But I've seen her, I've met her, I've whatever." They'll say, and she is fantastic.
Yes.
It's really got to be fantastic for you, Alison, when you get that sort of, first they come at you like, wait a minute, you're the one, and then all of a sudden you leave them loving you more than ever.
My favorite is the kindergarten teacher who came to, one of the reunions ages ago, Walnut Grove or something, and she was telling her class that, first grade, kindergarten, it was just about that she was going to Little House on the Prairie. She'd been turning them on to Little House on the Prairie, and that she was going to meet all these people. She's listing all the people who's going to meet, and the one, Nellie Olson, they said, don't go. It's a trap. Don't go. It's dangerous. They were afraid for her safety. Please don't go, Mrs. Nellie Olson's going to be, that their teacher would be harmed in some way, because I was there. So when we met, we were like laughing over this, and we took lots of pictures and everything. Well, she went back to her class and showed them the pictures. Look, she's nice. See, she was great. And they were learning to write. And so she had them all, the big jumbo line paper when you're literally just starting the letters. Mm-hmm. So it was like, thank you. This is our, and it was, our teacher says you are nice, et cetera, that it was, and each of them wrote as best they could these darling little letters, and she put them all in a book and sent them to me, and I still have it. And then she showed up at an event recently and said, "Hi, I'm the teacher with the kids." And I'm like, and I still have the book. I still have the book of letters. But people were like afraid to meet me. I had people who were like scared to.
Well, Alison, you've told a wonderful story for years about, because one of the funny things that has always been true about this is you and Melissa have had this wonderful relationship.
We're friends.
And so what wasn't there, like there was a sleepover somewhere, right? And you were in a store together, and what happened?
Well, we had summer parties all the time. She was over at my place, and we went down to the supermarket. Oh yeah, you have a party and you make cakes and you make fudge and you pop. So we're getting all our supplies to bake a cake and make all this junk. So we're running around the supermarket buying junk food and everything, different aisles. And she got recognized. And then somebody spotted me. But these people went up to her in the aisle she was in and said, "You need to be careful. She's in the store." And warned her that Nellie Olson was on aisle 7, and so that she would be safe to get out in time. Yes, literally. We were at a party. I was at a party of Melissa's, and my God, we were in our 40s or more, and we're partying Melissa's, and all these women were standing in the kitchen. Everyone's got like cocktails, and there's fondue. And this grown person says, "It's so good to see you two getting along." And there's this weird silence. Melissa and I literally go, "What?" And we're trying to figure out, Melissa, I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Was there some tabloid article that we're feuding or something? I'm sorry, what? And she starts going, when you were younger. We're going, eh? And then she's on the show when you get to, and then Melissa goes, "Oh, you mean on the show?" and had to explain to this woman that no, we were actually friends in real life, that was a show. And as she said to us one time, she said, "You work in the industry and you're how old?" She's a grown person who worked in TV and was absolutely convinced until that moment that Nellie and Laura were mortal enemies, and was shocked that I was at her house for a party.
I could see that, right? Because that's what people
Of course.
would
Yeah, of
think.
course.
And then here you are at her, that you're real people, and those were characters that you were playing to a T. Exactly. Do you find that, Dean, as well? Do you get any of that where that you're still always going to be Almanzo for them?
No, I think absolutely. And, and I fully embrace that. I say to people when I'm asked that question, I am he and he is me. I mean, this is, and I think this is why we're cast, frankly. This is what Michael saw when we came in the door. He got, Alison's story about discovering this material, and her take on it was instantaneous and crystal clear. And they got it right away. And he knew that's the thing. And I think casting decisions get made like that. Someone walks in the door, and it just, that whatever that is, and you have no control over it, really. You're just bringing you in the door. If you're doing this authentically, you're just bringing you in the door. And if they see it, doesn't mean you're going to get the job, but they know in seconds if you could be someone who's going to get the job. So I think, I'm fortunately, look, I think anything I would have been cast in would have had, a similar kind of vibe around it. I think my casting was very specific in this area. I'm just so grateful that it was something like Little House that has this deep vein of love and appreciation around it. And then I got to bring whatever that energy is to something that is as good as Little House is, that is as beloved and just connected to, that is appreciated, and people come back to it again and again and again. So if what I get, Jim, I take it gratefully. It's it's all been good.